Welcome to Diaries of a Working Girl. My name is Colmita. Of course, my name is being hidden because I really don't want my name to be talked about in the streets of Sosua or anywhere. I don't know how far my story is going to go here on Cerise's channel, but I do know that I want to tell my story. I've been asking Cerise to tell my story for a long time now, and she's finally agreed. So, let me just talk about it. I was 16 years old when I first started as a working girl. It was my choice. I did not need to do it. My mom and my dad, they were at home. They took care of me. I needed for absolutely nothing. I lived in the countryside. But I don't want to say where because I don't want to embarrass my family. Of course, after my story is put on the channel, I will definitely let my parents hear it because they know what I do. But I don't want to say where I came from because I don't want them to feel embarrassed. But let's get down to my story. When I was 16 years old, my cousin came to visit me in the countryside. She had the most beautiful wig on. She had the most beautiful clothes. Her nails were so long and gorgeous, and I just thought to myself, that is how I want to look. My parents told me that I couldn't go hang out with her, but of course I did. They told me stay away from her because she's an embarrassment to the family. Her parents lived in the house next to mine, and her parents were also country people. But when I saw her and the change that she went through, I thought to myself, wow, she looks beautiful. The last time I seen her, her fingers were dirty. She was helping us plant cacao trees. She was just like the average country girl. But when she came back, she looked like a superstar. And I wanted that lifestyle. I wanted to get my hair done. I wanted to get my nails done. I wanted to wear pretty clothes. I wanted people to desire me. I wanted men to want me. And I knew ever since childhood that everyone told me I looked like her. So I knew that the amount of men that wanted her, they're also going to want me. I wanted to be wanted. I wanted to be in the forefront, on the stage. I wanted people to see me. So I made a trip with my cousin to Sosua. It wasn't easy. It wasn't. I had to tell my parents that I was going to town. From the countryside, I took a motoconcho. That's what we call a moto taxi. And I got on the motorcycle with nothing. Only the money that my parents gave me to buy for the supplies that we needed to plant and take care of our farm. When I got into town, the motoconcho didn't even know. He just looked at me and he said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'll be right back." My cousin was waiting for me at the colmado down the street. I ran as fast as I could, and I got in her boyfriend's car. Her boyfriend was a gringo. He didn't know what was going on. He had no clue. She looked at him and she said, "This is my cousin. We're going to take her to Sosua." When we got to Sosua, wow, I couldn't believe my eyes. I think in my lifetime I had only seen 3 gringos. But then in Sosua, I saw so many. It made me feel like I had hit the jackpot. As soon as I got out of the car, they were coming after me. They were trying to touch me, hold me. I didn't know what to do, but I definitely wasn't shy at all. This is what I wanted, and I loved it. But I was dressed kind of humble, so to speak. I was just wearing a pair of tights and a pair of flip-flops and a t-shirt. My cousin said to me, "Come on, we're going to go here to this hotel where my man is staying, and I'm going to give you some of my clothes to wear. We're going to put some makeup on you, and give you a wig. And we're going to go out and work tonight. And I said to her, what's your boyfriend going to say? She said, it's not my boyfriend, it's my gringo. He knows what I do. He doesn't care because he has a wife in America and he has to go home to her soon. He's only my drive. Don't worry. I couldn't believe it, the lifestyle. I was so just deep inside myself. I was like, what is this? This man knows that you are on the streets and he has a wife in another country and he's driving you around. This was like Hollywood, but the part of Hollywood that you just don't see. So she put a wig on me, she put makeup on me and clothing on me, and instantaneously I was a supermodel. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even recognize myself in the mirror. I thought, whoa, who is this person? All I could do was just ask her to take pictures of me over and over. I said, take another picture, take another picture. I got on the couch and I posed. I got on the floor and I posed. I went on the balcony and I posed. I sat up on the counter and I posed. I couldn't stop posing. I thought I'd look like the most beautiful girl in the world. Then we went outside and the men came to me. And they were like bees on honey, and I knew I was in control. I knew that they were here in Sosua for a woman like me. Other women were around me, but none of them were as beautiful as me. None of them had the body that I had, and none of them had the smarts that I had. Yes, not at all. I could tell that they were not on my level. So I used that to my advantage. Yes, I did. Why wouldn't I? I think anyone in this world that is as smart as they are and beautiful as they are, they're going to use it to their advantage while they're young. And I knew, and I still know, because I'm still young, that I will be able to use my looks and my smarts and my experience to be able to get me the money, the respect, and the love that I desire. So I did. Then I started to realize that these men were like puppy dogs. They will follow me wherever I go. The first couple of months, I thought I would ask them for something. I said to them, you know what? I need this. I need that. Whenever I would say to them that I would need something, they would pull back. And I thought to myself, well, they're not wanting to give me anything more? Why don't they want to give me anything? And then my cousin said, the more you ask, the less you get. Don't ask, they'll give it. I mastered that mentality. And then I stopped asking. I would play games and I would do things. I would stay with them for a while, making them believe that they were my only man. Oh, I mastered that one. They were so innocent. They really didn't know anything at all, especially when I didn't ask for anything. I remember I was with one guy for 3 months, and he would take me out shopping. After about a month, he took me out shopping, and he's like, you never ask for anything. I think you really love me. I didn't love him. Why would I love this guy? He was like 400 pounds. Okay, I'm over-exaggerating. He was like about 200 pounds. And he had a skin problem. At first, I didn't mind because, everyone has a little problem. Sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's emotional. But this guy, he didn't have a mental problem, he didn't have an emotional problem. He had a skin problem, and that could go away. So I got some cream for him from the pharmacy. Not for him, for me. Because I didn't want his skin on my skin as we were making love. I was afraid to catch whatever he had. He had eczema. Eczema is a skin condition and it's not contagious. I found out. I asked the pharmacist and it was okay. So it didn't bother me so much. And we put cream on it. We took care of him and it started to go away. And he assumed that I was doing it for him. He assumed that I was taking care of him because I really loved him. But no, I just didn't like sleeping with a different man each night. Or let me back up. 4 different men each night. Sleeping with him every night or every couple of nights because he really didn't want it all that much. In the beginning, he did. Afterwards, he didn't. So he really liked me just to do some other things, if you will. Just things that takes a second. You know, not to be so graphic, but with my hand. That's what he really liked. He didn't need to be on top of me after a while. He just liked the simple stuff. Maybe it's because he sweat too much when we would actually get into action, and it took a lot out of his heart, and it made him sweaty, and he just really liked it if I just kissed him and did simple things, and I liked that. But then after we fixed his skin problem, he thought, wow, this woman really loves me. And because I wasn't asking him for anything, he thought even deeper. This woman really cares about me and not my money. I saw it. I saw it in his eyes. I just could tell from his actions that he was falling deeper and deeper in love with me. The more I took care of him, the less I asked for. He thought he was my superstar. Looking back on it, it was kind of comical, but it really isn't funny. I'm actually telling you my story because I just want you to know that this is my way of giving back. This is my way of paying it forward. I took so much from so many people that now I feel so bad. And then I look back on it, and one day I do want to have children. One day I do want to have a man. And when I do settle down, I don't want this to come back on me. I do believe in karma. So I'm giving this out there as my story in order to pay it forward. Now, I know not the whole world is going to watch this video, but I'm hoping that at least a couple of thousand will. And hopefully out of those couple of thousand, 500 I can help. Because Lord knows, at least 500 I have hurt. So after about a month, this guy started to feel healed. His skin was feeling good. He was happy. And he asked me to be with him full time. In my mind, I was already with him full time. But when he actually asked and said, can you move in with me, bring all your stuff, and live with me, I knew I hit the jackpot. He wasn't wealthy, but he had a good pension. So I moved in with him. But there are a few things that I did want and deserved, because he definitely wasn't my type of man. And so I was sacrificing my happiness for him. And I felt that he needed to sacrifice a little bit more for me than just a roof over my head. After all, I'm a beautiful woman. I'm sexy. I'm probably one of the most beautiful catches out there. So I thought to myself, he needs to give me a lot more. Yes, I wanted the Louis Vuitton purses, not the knockoffs that I can get in any boutique, a real one. And I was willing to settle for one off eBay, but it had to be the authentic kind. That's the type of woman I am. So, at first, I hit him lightly. We were sitting on Pedro Clisante. That's the main road in Sosua. Sosua is located in Puerto Plata. Cerise told me to say this. It's located in Puerto Plata, and it's the #1 destination in the Caribbean. I laughed when she told me to say this, but of course, she's a relocation specialist, so she wants me to promote Sosua somehow, some way, in a positive light, because this is not to make a negative story about anything. This is to show you guys that some of you are very naive. So, I'm sitting on Pedro Clisante with him, and he's just eating food. First, he ordered chicken. Then he ordered pasta. I said to myself, doesn't this guy ever get full? And I said to him, Amor, you need to stop eating less. Only because I actually did care. I didn't want him to have a heart attack. Plus, if he had a heart attack, that means I had to go back out on the streets, and I didn't really want to do that. I just didn't want to do that. Sleeping with one man every so often, every couple of days, or helping him come to joy was easy. It was easy. But trying to find a man in the sea of women in a bar night after night just wasn't my thing. And although I knew I could walk into any bar and get the man, walk out and go to a hotel and finish with that man quickly and go back and get my money with another man, it takes work. And I rather just sit in a nice villa with a pool, kick my feet up, and cook and clean and do a little bit of something for that man less often than 4 nights or 4 times a night. So again, we're on Pedro Clasante, we're relaxing and he's eating and I'm just so disgusted, but I'm not saying it to the point that I am disgusted to. I'm trying to tell him eat less. But then my friend walks by and I said to her, hey, come here. By the way, this guy doesn't speak any Spanish at all. So I said to the girl, I said, listen, there's a purse down the street and I want it. It's leather. It's a knockoff purse, but it's still leather. And it's a Louis Vuitton. So I honestly feel that it was probably what they call 4A. I did my research on a lot of knockoffs. I like Louis Vuitton. I like Gucci. I like Hermes. I love all those brand names that Americans have, Italians have. And so I said to her, go down the street and get that purse. Tell the owner that you're going to be right back. Just put it on your arm and tell the owner that you're going to bring it to me. He knows I have a gringo. He knows I have a gringo that's going to pay for everything. So my friend did. She went down the street, she went to the store, and she walked back up the street with her purse. And I said to her, I love that purse. And of course, I had to wait until he finished eating and he was on his 3rd drink. So he was happy with his food. He was happy with his drink. And, I'm not asking for anything. But he saw that I liked something. And he was like looking and looking. And he said, you like that purse? And I said, yes, I like it. And he said, okay. So I said to my friend, come on inside, have a drink. And I asked my boyfriend, for the lack of a better word, I said, is it okay if she comes in? Can you buy her a drink? And he said, yeah, no problem. I'll buy her a drink. And he told her, come in, sit down. So I went to the washroom. Of course, this is all scripted. My friend knew. I went to the washroom. When I went to the washroom, I waited for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. When I came back out, my friend said to me in Spanish in front of him, the purse is yours. I'll be right back. I'm going to go down the street and I'm going to get the owner to package it. I have the money in my hand. He wants me to surprise you. I was like, thank you. So my friend went down the street. She went to the boutique store. She paid the owner for the same purse. He put it into the packaging for her and bam, she came right back and she sat down with the bag and she handed it to him and then he handed it to me. This was so easy. It was like fishing for fish in a small stream. He had no idea, and I continued to do that. But then he had to go back to America like most men do. And when he was going back, he told me that he was going to rent a little place for me. Do you know where this guy wanted to rent me a place? In La Union. La Union is just outside of Sosua, and it is an area for mostly Dominicans, not foreigners. And I said to him, why do you want to get me a place here? And he said, well, it's your people and you can be around your people. And I said, no. In my head, I didn't tell him. I thought to myself, no, he wants me in the Dominican area because he doesn't want to pay a lot of rent and he doesn't want me around other foreigners because he doesn't want to lose me. He doesn't want to pay a lot of rent because he's cheap, you see. So I thought to myself, all right. And I said, how long are you going to pay the rent for? And he said, I'll send you money all the time. And that was it. He left and he continued to send me the money, but I got myself a new man just as quick as I had him and continued the process. The money that he sends me for rent every month, I keep for myself. Whenever he wants to come here to the Dominican Republic, which is not going to be anytime soon because he does have health problems and he can't travel. And that's okay. When the world closed down because of you know what, in 2020, I had 5 different men sending me money every month for a year straight. Each one of them was sending me $400 each. The world closed down. There were really a lot of gringos here, but I was still able to make my money and still live the way I would like to live. And I also lived with my cousin, the same cousin that brought me from the countryside. She and I, we chilled out together and we have a very good life. She has a car and we look almost the same, but she's just a little older than me. And she has a lot of men sending her money all the time. She has a fans only, she has a Patreon, and she also has guys that she's been dating for many years throughout the years. So we're good. We really are. And we have our little formula that we stick to. We ask for nothing, but we get everything. Some men, they don't realize that. We hear the men all the time in the bars saying, she didn't ask me for anything. My girl doesn't want a thing. Not at all. Now, I don't know if this is every other working girl's motto or formula, but I know it's my formula that my cousin taught me and we stick to it. I don't know how many other women do it. I didn't teach any other women, but I have taken and received. And I don't need to really do too much more. I tried the pickpocketing thing. It doesn't really work. You just get a bad reputation. I also tried taking from men that take me to their villas, and when they fall asleep drunk, I've tried leaving their villa and then, leaving with their stuff. But that just gets you a bad reputation, and then the gated communities have you marked at the gate and they don't let you in. So I've learned how to do it more strategically. And that's how I play my game. I will continue to play my game that way. I will continue to ask for nothing and get everything. There's a pre-construction that's going on in Playa Dorado, and it's going to be a beautiful condo. And I'm going to have my name on that. There's also some villas being put up in a gated community here, and I have my name on one of those. And then, of course, in Santiago, there's a brand new condominium building being built there, and my name is on one of those. The same in Santo Domingo. And I'm not stopping. I will continue. As long as these men desire me, and as long as I desire material and physical things in order to make myself have something in the future, because really, how long can I do this for? I probably have about 10 years left. Yes, I'm still young, but I probably have about 10 years left until I cannot do this any longer. I'm not interested in opening a business. I'm not interested in working. I'm not interested in any of that. I want to be a kept woman. And so far I have been. And that will never, ever end. So, Remember, some women, the less she asks, the more she will eventually take. You are not a genius. You are somebody who wants something from a woman. You will take it, but eventually you will also have to give. Just like me. This is my story, and I'm giving back. I'm trying to tell you that nothing that glitters is gold. So guys, that story is one of a kind. Maybe. I don't know. I can't promise that. But I can promise you this. This woman is an amazing young lady. She is intelligent. She is smart. She does have a good heart because she is trying to pay it forward. But she is unique in her way, because I will say to you, not everyone is as intelligent as her. The people that ask are asking. Some of them don't have the patience to wait. Some of them don't have the knowledge to wait. Most of them will just ask immediately when they need. And I think that's everyone in life. But at the end of the day, if you are someone who loves someone, then give a little. You don't have to give a lot. But don't think that you hit the lottery just because they ask for nothing. Take a moment to subscribe to my channel. This is Diary of a Working Girl. This video is brought to you by Toma This. It's an online store where you can get wonderful products such as this. Just take a look at this natural stone water tumbler. It's glass on the outside and a stone on the inside. You might be wondering, why is there a stone on the inside? Well, it is a natural mineral stone, which means that it purifies and clears your water. A lot of you out there are drinking water that is unhealthy. It is not purified. And with just a little bit of a stone, you can put minerals into your water to clear away the harmful, nasty water particles that you don't want in your body. This is from Toma This. The information's on the screen. Email them with my code to get your discount today. There are different stone options, and each stone is believed to have its own healing properties. When you order yours, make sure you ask what the healing properties are for the stone that you love. Buy one for yourself, and when you buy a second, you get even more of a discount. When you buy 3, another discount. Make sure you ask when you order.